Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiari. I go by the Tiari Jen on all my platforms. Y'all, I'm super excited for this video today. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about when I had a natural pain-free birth. I'm actually going to put two story times together because I had a natural pain-free birth for both. Y'all, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit just because these stories are a little bit older. My son, he'll be 7 in a couple of days, and my daughter is about to turn 2. So these stories are well overdue. But I'm here now. Y'all don't realize the amount of back and forth I do in my head on a daily basis about so much, but definitely when it comes to creating content, I'm very hard on myself. And yeah, but I don't want to ramble because I know you guys want to know all of the details of how I was able to do this, so let's go ahead and get into it. I got pregnant with my son when I was 23 years old, 2018. Y'all, when I got pregnant with my son, I was so scared. I didn't know if I wanted to go through with it or not just because of how scared I was. I was so scared was because all you ever hear about pregnancy and childbirth is it hurt, it's painful. It hurt, it's painful. And then I'm small. Like, I've always been small. Even after both my kids, I'm still very small. So I was like, how in the world is my 100-pound ass about to have a baby? Like, what do you mean? Me? I'm finna push a baby out? You a lie. No, I'm not. I was like, what am I about to do? Like, there's no way possible that my little self can do that. Like, no. So I started going into a research frenzy. Like, I researched like never before. Well, me, like, I'm the type of person, I research everything. Like, I've always been like that since a kid. I research day and night. I get super fixated on stuff and I get super obsessive. I research from sun up to sundown. So pregnancy was no different. So, and while I was researching, I read books, I watched podcasts, I watched YouTube video after YouTube video. Honey, if it has something to do with pregnancy and giving birth, I wanted to know about it. Like, I wanted to read it, I wanted to watch it, all that. I came across a few testimonials on YouTube of women saying that they were able to have natural pain-free births. And baby, that's all I needed. All I needed to know was that it was possible. And I was gonna make it happen for me. Forward to 39, 40 weeks pregnant with my son. I went to my very last doctor's appointment, and you know how at your last appointment they hook you up to the belly monitor. I think your last 2 appointments they do that. They hook you up to the belly monitor. And the nurse hooked me up to the belly monitor, and she was looking at the chart like confused as hell. So I'm looking at her confused, like, what you see? Like, hello, what's up? She looking at the chart and she like, Miss Jennings, you're having very strong contractions. You don't feel that? And I was like, no. No, ma'am, I do not. She was like, yeah, you're having strong contractions. You need to go straight to the hospital. Like right now. Kid you not. I didn't feel a pinch. I didn't feel pressure. I didn't feel a little bit of pain. I literally felt nothing. Nothing. Like, sitting there, I'm looking at the chart with her like, damn, yeah, I see them spikes and I see it. I feel nothing though. Okay, so I go to the hospital. So the way that it's set up, the doctor's office is right next to the hospital that I gave birth to. So I rush over to the hospital. We get checked in. Yeah, and I'm in labor. I'm in the hospital bed. They told me to change into the hospital gown. I'm in the bed, like, making Snapchats, cooling. Like, I literally was not in pain. I was not in pain, and it's because of the way that I prepared. I'm gonna get into that, but I'm finish the story. So my labor lasted a good amount of time with my son. I was in labor for a while, like 18 hours or so. Not active labor, but whatever the name for it is before you get to active labor. I was in that type of labor for a long time. So the next day, I think I had my son the next day. So the whole time that I was in labor, I literally, like, if you had a camera and could have recorded me being in labor with my son, it literally would be a video of me laying there in the dark for a day. Not saying nothing, not scrolling, just literally laying there in the dark. I wasn't crying. I wasn't screaming at the top of my lungs. I wasn't in pain. I was just laying in the hospital bed. Now, when I was going into active labor, like when I was about to start, like getting ready to push, that's when I started to feel pressure. Like I started to feel the pressure of the contractions. It still was not painful though. It felt like this is literally, I heard this one time, and it's the perfect explanation of what contractions feel like. And this is the only discomfort that I was feeling in this time. And contractions feel like a little minion inside of your uterus with a balloon, not a regular balloon, but one of them fancy thick balloons that the party creators or party planners use for the little arches. One of those balloons. A little minion is in your uterus with a balloon. Okay? As big as it can go. And then letting all the air out. That's exactly what a contraction feel like. Blowing the balloon up and then letting all the air back down. That is what a contraction feels like. Okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's not painful. It's just uncomfortable because it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And then all the pressure goes back down. Okay? So that's what you're dealing with when you're in labor, like when you're having contractions. And the contractions getting closer and closer together is your uterus getting more and more open. Okay? It's you getting more and more dilated. Okay? So yeah, my contractions started getting closer and closer together, but I was never at any point in time, never in excruciating pain. No. To the point where I would have to yell and scream. No. That just was not it, you guys. Like, I was not in pain at all. At all. And I remember vividly, like, laying in the bed and hearing my grandma on the phone, like my grandma hovering over me. Yeah, she in pain. Yeah. And I just remember thinking, Grandma, no, I'm not. But I was just like so in the zone that I didn't even say anything. But yes, it came time to push. And I think I pushed maybe 3 or 4 times with my son, and he was out. And the first thing I said was, what time is it? And it was like 9:21. And yeah, I kid y'all not, right hand to God, I wouldn't get on here and lie in front of the world and my family and everybody I know and love. I wasn't in pain. That ain't nothing but God. That's nothing but God. It's a testimony to God. If you ask God for what you want and have faith that he's going to give it to you because you're working towards it, you will get it. I promise you, no matter what it is. If you believe that you can have it and you ask him for it and you have faith that you'll have it and you work towards it, you will get it. And one thing I want to say about pushing a baby into this world, you have to be very, very, very selective of who you have in the room when you're having the baby, because having a baby opens up an energetic portal that you cannot even describe. Like, it's so, it be so powerful in the room that it's just like, damn, like you can't even deny. Like, it is one of the most amazing feelings I've ever felt in my life. Like, that, definitely choose wisely who you want in the room with you when you're doing that, because it's a very powerful experience, not only for yourself and your child, but for anybody in their room. And I don't want nobody in my good energy like that. I don't want a whole bunch of people in my good energy. No. Now with my daughter, I started preparing for a natural pain-free birth with my daughter a lot later than I started preparing with my son. I started at 36 weeks with my son, and I started at like, oh gosh, like 38, 39 weeks with my daughter. Like, literally right before I was finna have her. The thing is knowing that you can do it, believing that you actually can do it. Now that you've seen or met someone who did it, hello, hi, then you should easily know, like, okay, yeah, if Tiara can do it, I can do it. If Tiara Lance can do it, I definitely can do it. Like, seriously, that's my main objective, is to get you guys to understand that you can do it. Anybody can do this. So yeah, the story with my daughter, I started preparing for her when I was 38, 39 weeks. I had her 3 days before my due date. Goodness gracious, the way that I had her was kind of wild. Like, it was pretty much the same thing. Like, I took my son to speech therapy, and then during speech therapy I started to have like cramps, felt like period cramps, even though I rarely get period cramps these days anyway. Like, when I first started to get my period, I would get cramps a lot, but now I rarely ever cramp. But that's what it felt like, period cramps. Oh Lord, I hope I don't go into labor, like, whatever. But I had been preparing, and then the things that I do to prepare to be able to do this, whenever you start, like, it gets the ball rolling very quickly. So the night before, I drank the tea, and that softened my cervix, and I think that's what made my labor start, because it softened my cervix. I think my mucus plug came out that morning, and then when I took my son to speech therapy and I started having cramps, I was like, okay, it might be some action going on. Okay, I might need to get back to my hometown, because his speech therapy is like 20 minutes away from our hometown. His therapy is over. I'm driving down the highway, like in between contractions. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in labor, because I'm going down the highway, contraction. I'm getting a contraction. I'm going fucking 85 into 60. I don't know what's going. Can y'all please get out my way? I'm finna have a baby. Please get out my way. I finally make it back to my hometown. I go to my mama's house, like, Ma, I think I'm in labor. I think we need to go to the hospital. She's like, why did you take him to speak? We would have took him to speak. I'm like, Mom, we don't got time for that. I'm in labor, let's go. So we go to the hospital. They hooked me up to the belly monitor. I'm definitely in labor. With this, so I felt my contractions a lot more, and I think that's due to me not preparing as much as I did with my son. So I definitely felt my contractions, but like, even still, they were not, I wouldn't call them painful. On a scale of 1 to 10, I say my most strongest contraction was a 4. Like, it's not, y'all, I promise you, it is not what these people be making it out to be. It's just simply not. And I know there's the whole thing that Black women don't feel pain, and which there might be some truth to that. There might be some truth. There may be some differences. Like, I can't speak on that. I'm not a scientist. I don't know any white women to kind of like compare. Like, I don't know. But I will say, for me, I have a high pain tolerance, but I still feel pain. Like, if I get a stomach ache, that'll hurt extremely fucking bad. Like, stomach aches, pains, stomach aches, stomach pains. That hurts more than contractions. I'm telling you, like, a stomach ache hurts so bad. That's up there, higher than childbirth. I'm telling you. Stomach ache, toothache, childbirth. Don't worry about it. You can do it. I promise. Okay, let's see. I get to rambling. Back to my story with my daughter. We got there. I was in labor, not as long as me being in labor with my son. I think I was in labor for like 11 hours, and then active labor for like an hour. I pushed a few times and she was out. No tears with either one of my pregnancies, or no tears with either one of my childbirths. And that is due to the way that I prepared. And I know y'all like, well, bitch, how did you prepare? I'm glad you asked. You know what? That's why I like you. I'm glad you asked. Yeah. Because I put all of the ways that I prepared, way that I was able to push out 2 kids, one 7 pounds, 3 ounces, one 8 pounds, 1 ounce with no tears. And I'm little, what I ate, all of that I put inside an ebook for y'all. Real cute, real cute. And I provide value without putting all of my personal business on YouTube. My personal business still is gonna be out there just a little bit, but at a cost. And I made the ebook $20 just because it's not about the money, it's about the message, and I want the message to get out there to as many people as possible. So it is $20, even though it should be $2,000. It is $20. So yeah, go get that. If you don't got $20 and you got a baby on the way, no comment, because we ain't passing no judgment in 2026. But anyway, the take home that I want you guys to get from me is, it's possible. Believe it, because you can do it. All it takes is some techniques. Ask God to help you, and God will help you. God will help you. You probably already asked God to help you, which is why you're seeing this video. You're welcome. Which is why you're gonna get the ebook to tell you exactly what I did to prepare, exactly what I ate, exactly what I did to make sure I didn't tear. That's why, because you already asked God, and here I am. Your little pain-free childbirth genie. You're welcome. I am so passionate about this. I can talk to anybody about this all day long. Literally, I would go on and on and on. But instead of me doing that, I put it all in my ebook. It's a 15-page ebook. AI didn't write it. Personal assistant in the Philippines didn't write it. ChatGPT didn't write it. I did. So yeah, make sure y'all get that. Make sure y'all get that. Okay, that is all for this video. Like I said, y'all, just please believe that you can do it. You are okay. Trust that you are okay. If you're pregnant right now, it's your first time pregnant, congratulations on your bundle of joy. I'm so excited for you. You got this. You can do it. You can do it. You shouldn't even be nervous about it. The only time you should be nervous is if you was a man. If you was a man, I wouldn't even have no words of advice for you. My ebook wouldn't help you. But since you're a woman, you're good. Like, relax. You got this. Okay? Thank y'all so much. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am going to be coming out with content this year. Yes. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok. I am on my TikTok journey. I just kicked that off about 2 weeks ago. I've been very consistent, showing up every day. Follow me on TikTok. And yeah, that's it. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Bye.